We took the plastic off the chicken run this last weekend, so that's nice. The girls can breathe again. What's up, y'all? Hey, what's up? Welcome to the week of March 23rd. This week we worked on end tables again. I swear we're almost done with this. And then we did the bread of the week. And we started some more seeds. So here we go. Morning. It's a bit of a mess in here. I had to clear out the paint room to make room for all of this. It's staining time, but I ran out of stain. The order didn't come in when it was supposed to, so now it's a waiting game. But I can make the doors and drawers and drawer fronts. So that's what we're doing this morning. I just put the chamfer on those. Those are the door frames. Now we got the shaper out, ready to start making the grooves in the frames, and then the door panels themselves. This is where things get really cool. So I've come to realize over the last couple weeks that this project is taking a long time. And it's probably kind of confusing as to what's going on most of the time. So I'm just going to kind of skip ahead and just show the end of these doors and drawer fronts. And then I'm going to put together a video of this whole process so that you can see it from start to finish without waiting week to week. And I think that's what I'll do going forward, is just waiting until the project is finished, and then I'll do one whole video on that project. It'll be much more interesting that way. Good girl. Yeah. Got a beautiful night here. 63 degrees out. Sun just came out. There's still snow on the ground. Hey, what's up? This week we got Bolillos. Bolillos.
Bolillo.
They are a roll that is prominent in Central America and Mexico.
Bolillo.
Rolls are perhaps most famous as the bread of choice for tortas, those deliciously oversized pressed sandwiches filled with everything from ham and cheese to fried chicken cutlets and chilies. I'm going to use them for turkey sandwiches. Have I expressed my love for turkey sandwiches? I don't think I have. I grew up on turkey sandwiches. I've eaten turkey sandwiches more than anything else, I believe, at this point. I usually have it every day for lunch. Some sort of turkey sandwich. Sometimes it's just plain turkey sandwich mayo. Sometimes I go all out with even putting giardiniera on it. Sometimes we add lettuce, tomato. Sometimes I use Dijon. There's so many different ways you can make a turkey sandwich. Sometimes I have it hot. I make a grilled cheese with turkey in it. Gosh, those are delicious. Anyway, we're also going to use them for fried chicken sandwiches tonight for dinner. I do make a really good copycat Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's so delicious. I would say that it is better than getting it at Chick-fil-A. And I make a copycat Chick-fil-A sauce that is just as good. And both things are so much better for you than getting it at Chick-fil-A. But I digress. Let's get into the
Bolillo.
So these rolls are usually made with lard, but you can also use butter. I'm going to use butter, still have no lard. So we are going to mix flour, butter, sugar, salt, yeast, and water. Then we're going to throw in the mixer and mix for 5 minutes. All right, we are going to cover and let this rise for 1 hour. All right, it's been an hour. You can see this is definitely doubled in size. We're going to flip this out onto a floured work surface. Now we're going to divide this into 6. These are going to be big rolls. 151 grams. That's probably not right at all. 137. 151. Yep. All right. Yeah, we're just going to shape these into tubes. This is just a very basic pre-shape, so we're only just roughly rolling it into 4-inch tubes, and then we'll let it sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and actually do the shaping. So, like that. We'll cover it, let it sit for 10 minutes. Be right back. All right, shaping time. So we're going to take these, kind of press them down a little bit into 3x5. Oh, that's about 7. All right, 3x5. Then we bring the sides in, and then we do the old pull and roll, pulling it in, tightening it up, and then we'll roll it with tapered ends. And you kind of just work your hands out. Like that. Seam side up. I can do better than that. Let's try that again. Let's try a different technique. Bring it in. We're going to start from the top down and kind of just press and press and press and press and press, and then roll. That works a little better. I think, yeah, that's more of the shape. I mean, it's still a little wonky, but you know what? It's going to be fine. All right, I think that was the best one yet. And it still looks wonky. That's okay. We're going to cover these and let them rest for 30 to 45 minutes until they're super puffy. All right, it's been 45 minutes. I started the oven at 450. I've got my pizza steel and a cast iron skillet below it in the oven. The recipe calls for putting these on parchment paper and then sliding the whole thing with parchment paper right on top of the pizza steel. My parchment paper isn't rated for 450 degrees, so I always like using this method better anyway. This is just my pizza peel with some cornmeal sprinkled all over it. So we're just going to transfer all these onto there. We're going to use my lamb to slice a slit down the middle, and then we'll throw them in. Throw some water in the skillet, and we'll let those go for 25 to 30 minutes. See you then. All right, it's been 25 minutes. These are looking really good. Look at that, huh? Oh. Those are pretty close. Man, those look good, huh? Kind of close. They got a little dark on the ridges here, but man, they smell good. I'm excited. All right. These are still piping hot, but hear that? Nice and crunchy. Oh boy, that's hot. Nice and crusty on the outside, very soft and tender on the inside. These are going to make great sandwiches.
Bolillos.
No special holiday today.
No special holiday today. We're all out of holidays. Hey there. Welcome back to seed starting. Today we are potting up our celery, which should have been done last week. We are also starting tomatoes, peppers, and snapdragons. Also wanted to show this off. This is a 3D printed spacer for planting seeds. It's even labeled on the top as to different vegetables. Peas, carrots, spinach, onions, beans, leeks, lettuce, basil, tomatoes, cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli. They spelled broccoli wrong. That's okay. It's metric. Not that that has anything to do with spelling it wrong. But yeah, these things come apart, or these things come off, so that you can do the different spaces. They're in 5 centimeter, which is like 2 inches.
Super helpful.
Yeah, so that's fun. All done on the 3D printer. This thing is sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Very helpful in the garden.
Yes. Should be.
So I grabbed the celery, and you can tell that we should have done it last week because it's starting to get a little bit yellow. And then the roots last week, you could see them real nicely on the bottom, and this week here they're shriveling
They're
back
gone,
up.
yeah.
So they should be okay, but
Should be fine. Might just set them back a little bit.
yeah, it'll be good.
Yep. So we're gonna pot them up into these green pots. We may have to pot them up again, but we'll see. So we're just gonna fill these all with dirt. So with this tray, this is a 3D printed tray. It's got a hole in the bottom that you can just stick your finger in. My finger's a little big, but then you'll be able to grab the whole thing. My finger's still a little big. There we go. And that just goes in there. And then we'll just kind of run some dirt around it. Oop. Without breaking it. All right. That was easy.
Bring these up.
Bring these up.
Start smothers.
Start smothers.
What do we got going on here?
So these will be tomatoes.
What kind shall we plant?
Got Amish paste and San Marzano 2s. There, so those will go in that.
1 each.
Is that all we got?
We have 3, 7.
All right, perfect. 2 in each. So those are Amish paste, and we grew the Amish paste the first year we were here. Or no, second year we were here. That was when we created the garden. And they did not do so well. And I don't know if it was just the year or what. I'm going to try them again this year. I didn't really want to buy more tomato seeds because we have a ton of San Marzanos, and I saved seeds from the San Marzano tomatoes that we got last year. So I want to try that. And then I also want to get a couple beefsteak and cherry tomatoes. But I didn't want to buy seeds for those because I only want 1 or 2 plants of each. So we'll just get those from the local nursery.
Or farmer's market.
Or farmer's market, yep. So yeah, so those were the Amish paste that we just planted. And then the rest of these will be San Marzanos. So we're going to do like 50 of those. What's the problem?
It's stuck.
Oh, geez.
Yep. There's 1.
That's all that's in there?
We got 2.
Okay. Well, hopefully the ones I saved
Those
are
will be a
viable.
lot easier to get out.
Yeah, I would think so.
Where would you like these to?
Maybe this one right here.
All right, little guys. Be happy together. There is 1 left in there. He just will not come
Give me
out.
this. You start on those.
Okay.
2 in each, please.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's suckers are done.
So the rest of this video got kind of wonky, but we just showed planting peppers the same way we did tomatoes, and then on to Snapdragons.
So this is super fun. So 2 years ago, well, I guess we've always kind of bought Snapdragons.
Yep.
And then 2 years ago, bought Snapdragons, saved the seeds. So when we planted Snapdragons last year, the seeds had...
cross-pollinated.
Yes. And created like a beautiful new Snapdragon. So we had yellow and white together, and it was like this ombre effect of different Snapdragons. Like they were just so beautiful, and I don't know, it was just really, really cool. So we saved those seeds, and then we kind of mixed some of the seeds that they were clear, like this was yellow, this was pink, this was red, and we'll mix those a little bit too. So I'm very excited for what we have this year.
They'll probably just all be ugly.
Maybe.
So yellow and white. So these seeds are super small.
Yeah.
Like they're tiny.
Yeah.
I need my glasses.
Yeah, they are. And there's a ton of them. Like you save one and it just, there's so many.
Like each pod has thousands of seeds in it.
Yeah.
So.
Which is good. It's very easy to save.
You can see how tiny they are. And those are actually big compared to, I think, these yellow and white ones. But yeah, you're really just like
I'm guessing.
sprinkling and hoping for the best.
All right, so this is yellow and white. Or
yeah, I guess they're the same size. I just didn't have my glasses on, so they looked a lot smaller. Oh, geez.
the purple ones are a little bit different. They have the Snapdragon look, but then they almost have like this tongue kind of that pops out of the center. Like it's very different. We had gotten red one year and then the purple. The purple last year didn't do as well, so we'll plant a couple more of those. I think the last 3 rows will be this purple.
All right, seed's done.
To the upstairs. When do we come back? When's our next couple weeks?
Let me check. Yeah, a couple weeks. We got calendula and chamomile. 3rd week of April, we can direct seed carrots.
Nice.
That'd be a good time.
All right.
All right.
Good deal.
Oh, actually, we're going to show the heating mat upstairs too. So.
Oh yeah. We'll see you upstairs.
All right. So we've got the peppers and tomatoes here. I got them on a heat mat because peppers and tomatoes need to be warm, very warm, as they germinate. So I got this set at 80 degrees. So it's set on a thermostat, and there's a probe here that you stick in the soil. So it'll shut off when the soil reads 80 degrees. So then it'll just keep it at a constant 80. They'll germinate in a week or so, and then I can take the heat away, and they'll be good to go. So I just got to get a cover for that. Then we're set. Snapdragons here. I think those need to be on heat too, but I got to check that. Yeah, so seeds 2026 are going well so far. Check you later.